Okay, so let's first find the sample space, because that's how we're going to get the probabilities. So we've got two things going on here. So let's look at all the combinations of getting a sum of 8. So we've got 4, 4, right? We've got 2, 6, and 6, 2. And then we've got 3, 5, and 5, 3. So those are the sum of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those, right? Okay, so what do we have if they're both even? So let's write out what that sample space would be. So we have 2, 2, 4, 4, 6, 6, 2, 4, 4, 2, 2, 6, 6, 2, and 4, 6, and 6, 4. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of these. Okay, so what am I trying to find? I'm trying to find the probability the sum is 8 given that, so I want the probability that the sum is 8 given that they're both even. So what that means is I want to find the probability of sum of 8 and both even divided by the probability that they're both even. Okay, so this probability that they're both even, I found 9 cases, and you know if I'm tossing a die, there's 6 for each cases. So I'd have 6 times 6, or 36, so 9 out of the 36. Okay, so what's the probability that they're both even and have a sum of 8? So here are my sum of 8s. So how many of them are both even? I count 3. So 3 out of 36. So if I simplified that, 1/3 of the cases. All right, so let's go to the next page of different ones that I skipped. All right, so part B. What's the probability that the second ball is blue, but the first ball is not? Okay, so but is like another way of saying and. Okay, so that means I want the probability that the second is blue and the first is not blue. Okay, so what that turns out to be is the probability of the second is blue given that the first is not blue, and then times the probability of the first is not blue. So I'll write first not blue. All right, so let's figure out what we've got here. So the probability that the first is not blue, that would mean I'd be picking 7 out of the 12 balls total, right? Then I want the second to be blue. So I've already chosen this one, so I only have 11 left to choose from. And that would mean I'd be choosing the 5 from the 5 gray balls. Oh wait, second blue. So I would pick, sorry, I said that wrong. Second, not blue, I'd be picking the 7 out of the 7 gray balls out of the 12. I'd have 1 less ball to choose from, and I want the second one to be blue, so that means I'd be picking from the 5 blue. Okay, did this one for you, so let's look at this one. At least, so at least 1 ball is blue. Is like saying all cases take away that we have no blue balls, so that means 1 minus. So no blue balls would be, first ball I chose would be 7, the 7 gray balls out of the 12, and then the second ball I would choose out of the 11, I would be choosing from the 6 gray balls left. All right, so here we have 25 red and 15 blue. So we're picking twice. So what's the probability that both balls are red? So you're just going back and choosing. So probability of red one, the first one you pick, and the red is the second one you pick. Okay, so that means it's going to be the probability the red is chosen second given that the red is chosen first times the probability the red is chosen first. So go here first. So if the red is chosen first, out of these 40 balls, I'd have 25 to choose from, right? 25 choices for red. To choose the second ball, I'd only have 39 left to choose from, and I would be picking out of the 24 red balls left. All right, so what's the probability the second ball is red and, or but, is like saying and, the first ball is not. So that's the probability the red one is second and blue was the first one. So that's probability of red, given that blue was the first one, times the probability of blue was the first one. So if blue is the first one, that means I'm picking 15 out of the 40. And if red was the second one, I'm picking out of the 25 red balls, 25 red out of the 39 that are left. Okay, what's the probability just that the second ball is red? Well, let's see. That's all I want, is just the second ball is red. So that means I could have probability the red was the second and the red was the first, or, so that's going to be a plus, right? Or the probability the red was the second and the blue was the first. So this is the same thing as saying probability of red was the second, given that red was the first, times the probability of red was the first, or probability of red was the second, given that blue was the first, times the probability of blue was the first. Okay, so let's see, probability of red's the first, that's 25 out of 40. The red's the second, 24 out of 39 left. So those are multiplied, plus, okay, so pick this one first. So 15 blue ones out of the 40 total. Now I've got 39 to choose from, and I want to pick a red one. And there you go.